Welcome to Derry, episode 7. Lots going on in this episode. There's some stylized bits that I kind of like. There's another good flashback in this one, which I also like because I love seeing Bill Skarsgård do his thing. And we open with a strong sequence on that. I thought he sounded a little Kingpin. Pop right into my head, the voice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Vanessa. I'm like, wait a minute, what show am I watching here? But he put on a show. He did his thing. But there were two major sequences in this episode that I really wanted to bang my head against the wall. We'll get that as we get here. We get a lot more of the hit the graphic. We get a graphic. Flashback at the beginning is solid. We get younger Bob Gray with younger daughter, whatever the hell her name was, Ingrid, which is kind of cool. You get a good taste of carnival life, and he used to be a little bit more big time, but he's kind of down on his luck. Probably a functional alcoholic. You know, he's doing his thing. He seems like a good dad. I'll give him that. Yeah,
loves his daughter.
Loves his daughter. There's some trauma that's built in there. We don't need to get into like some super specifics there. But it was a nice little extent. It was a long scene too. It was like 5, 6, 7 minutes. It resolves bloodily, if that's a word. Does Bob Gray's involvement in this story? But we all knew that was coming. We kind of get it. It's not a deep cut Reddit fan theory about why Pennywise chose the form of Bob Gray. It's because it's clown. Duh. Like
kids seem to be drawn to you.
I mean, dude, they said the thing.
Yeah.
They said that kid was creepy. Thank you for reminding me that kid was creepy. This show's done all right picking child actors, and that's kind of my big focal point of like giving anybody any credit so far. Is I think these kids have gotten better as the show has gone on.
I think they're getting more comfortable with the characters, you could say, like falling more into the role.
Yeah, I think so for sure, because there's a lot of pivotal character development and departure that occurs in this episode, and how the kids handle that was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was really good. I think they absolutely turned on the waterworks, and I was like, oh, you guys are actually into these roles and kind of actually just full sending like the performance. I'm like, okay, not bad at all. You had messaged me the Oracle. Yeah, Oracle, you can put your own messages on the screen. You don't got to wait for us to do it that way. I don't miss them. I don't know where my mom is, except that's her screaming in the background. Creepy kid.
Creepy kid.
And to Bob Gray's credit, the first scream didn't sell him on going to check it out.
Nope. He's like,
now see, how about because I saw 4 other adult males behind you while you were drinking at the fence post, if you hear the woman scream in the woods, maybe you go, hey, fellas, come bring the lights. Someone bring the shoddy. Nope. It's just you and your flask and a bloody hanky. Good call. Dumbass. But the real episode of the big thing in the episode picks up right immediately where episode 7 dropped. We're at the black spot. We got the Bowers gang of not KKK guys has rolled up on the Airman's club, which apparently confirmed is off base. Off base confirmed.
Yet there was no MPs, and it was a military firefighting company.
I'm just saying.
The whole command was out there.
Off base. How is the military responding to the issue after the fact? Hours later. I don't get it, but whatever. They had like 7 people say, off base, we got to get back to base. We got to get back on base. We got to get back to post, off base. Like, all right, I get it. Maybe somebody in production somewhere was like, hey, up through episode 3, this shit was on base.
Yeah.
You see, but now it's not. It's like down the road and far, because that establishing shot from the air is far from anything where this little very obviously military themed building is, by the way.
The hangar looking building.
Right. Yeah. Dude, not a reconditioned 7-Eleven, Cumberland Farms, Wendy's, Arby's. No. A little military storage hangar depot situation with the classic curve shape of a hangar. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that, guys? You get that?
Maintenance depot.
Yeah. Off
base.
Filled with military equipment and broken down military Jeeps outside.
Yep.
Behind the building.
Base.
We should do, we should just have SpongeBob do it. off base, right? Should have had it. All right. So shit pops off. We knew it was going to. It was a great scene. It was a great scene leading up into it. It has a little bit of back and forth. The clan guys roll inside. They kind of intimidate. They have their guns out. Somebody blinks, and all of a sudden, all the airmen have their guns too. And I'm like, oh, this is unexpected because it's off base.
You know, then we have
guns
ours.
Come from.
Ours are government issued, though.
Right. I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good standoff. And then the show does something kind of smart. They're like, all right, we'll leave. We're cool. And then, of course, they hit you with the scene from The Patriot where they chain the door shut, and anybody with an IQ over, I don't know, 5 knows what's coming next. And you're like, oh, fuck. How are they getting out of this? The answer is they don't. They don't get out of this because the chaos that ensues is at the same time the most brutal shootout I've ever seen in like a TV series. It's also maddeningly infuriating. Right. But I want your take on this scene first.
So you're talking about the hangar that never ended because it was all just a back and forth oneer the whole time.
That's the scene.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It was chaos. And I think that's exactly what they're going. Like you had a full on view of what chaos looks like, where you don't know what's going on because 1, you can barely see past your nose. 2, there's gunshots and fire everywhere. They firebombed it. They threw some Molotov cocktails in there, and that place went up like a Roman candle with all that old wood and all that junk that they cleaned out, not including all the liquor that was in there.
Over the ceiling. Yep.
So that place went up quick. And it was everywhere, and people running around scared, people shooting, people getting shot dead. How they didn't hit anyone out that window, though, is beyond me because they didn't really have that much cover. But hey, they're Air Force. They're not trained to shoot people. Once again, they aimed high but missed.
Yeah.
So you have all of this going on, and then Pennywise shows up to it. And this goes into one of the 3 massacres that happen under when Pennywise is out and he's feasting the night before he feasts. It's a big culmination. A big thing happens, and then he goes to sleep. And this is the big culmination, the massacre at the Black Spot.
That's one of the. Thank you for bringing that one up. The chaos was almost on par with Jon Snow getting overwhelmed in the battle scene. Yes, exactly. And what was the name of the episode? Hard Home.
Yeah, the Battle of the Bastards.
Yep. Exactly. He's getting crushed in as the cavalry just kind of closes in on his guys. Yeah, it was great chaos. It was absolutely great chaos. But before we get to Pennywise, I got to pitch a gripe on this scene. The chaos part is fine, right? You got dudes that are losing half of their heads mid sentences. They're like, "Get that blap, gone, head gone," right? You got people choking. There's women screaming and crying on the floor, and everybody's trying to get out a window. And a couple guys get out, but you hear the gunshots and see them go down outside. It's all kinds of ill shit going on. You know, there's kids in here. Which adds a whole nother level of wait a minute. Like these dudes didn't see these kids who were sitting on the stage, like because Richie and Marge are on the stage. Richie's playing the drums.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You saw the one white lady and sent her home. Okay, that's cool. We didn't see the kids. My problem with this scene is that it goes on in a great one shot, but the one shot defies the logic of the setting they're in. I don't know how many of y'all have been inside a burning building. Nobody's okay in a burning building for 10 minutes, especially not one filling with smoke, especially not one with shit coming down, especially not one with gunfire blazing in through all sides. It was too much to ask for me to go on that long.
So you're going to have to do some disillusion of disbelief on this one.
Suspension of disbelief, yep.
Because time, you have to take it in because after a point, it's more of their perception. And if you've ever been in a major car accident, which I have, time slows down for you.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's probably what they were kind of going for, is that the trauma going around them and time slowing down. So for us watching it was like 10, 15 minutes. For them, it might have been a minute and a half.
Maybe. That's a fair point. Because for me, I'm watching it ensue and I'm like, it might have been a little bit easier to believe had any of them outside of being afraid acted like they were being overcome at any point. Like Halloran's still screaming instructions, running around full tilt, not coughing, not hacking. The kids are having their back and forth. Richie on top of the box, which is a great little scene. I don't want to really spoil anything there. We can talk about that later when the kids reunite. But I'm like, there's all this chaos stuff going on in the middle of fire, right? And the only kind of sense I get that anybody realized anything was hot was that Marge burned her arm. Like she touched something or something fell on and Richie was trying to help her, like pat it out. You know what I mean? It's like maybe that was enough, but for me, the whole thing, it went on too long in that spot. And I'm like, could we just, he really did. He kind of did. I mean, I might have too in his situation. I mean, just it is what it is. I saw that comment online too, where people were like, it takes a hackneyed approach to socio-political commentary in the 60s. And also the show features dated representation of Native Americans. I'm like, really? Because it was 1960. That's, I don't know. I don't think this is dated. It seemed pretty on the money. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I only half bought the chaos there. It didn't derail the episode. And it was, dude, what's up with Wanners being like in everything? Is this like the play? Is this 2025 lens flare? Is that the thing? Like, everybody's just like, this shit's cool. We're just going to do this. He didn't help the lady who got munched on mid-fight. No, he did not.
No, he just sat there and watched that happen.
Hello, Dickie. I'm like, oh, we're good. We're cool.
We're good.
You can continue eating her face, dude. It's cool. You know,
do you want some hot sauce to go with that?
We got all kinds of shit.
We got some drink over here,
right? And dude, I mean, segue into like, can we give this show credit for rocking the gore in a TV show?
Yeah,
it's nasty, dude. It's nasty.
Not even like believable nasty though. It's overboard nasty,
dude. It's Mortal Kombat 1 nasty, like current Mortal Kombat nasty, where it's like. Yeah. I know there's not that many bones in a rib cage, but there's still that many of them in this X-ray attack, so it looks cool. It's nasty, dude. It's always juicy looking. Like they get that part right. They really do. Nasty. Like, but the joke really lands. Like, what's wrong? Do I have some face on my face?
Face, yeah.
I would have just said, do I have something on my face? I don't know. No, you're just clowning. Yeah, dude, I might be. But it was nasty.
Does it taste funny?
Yeah, so see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Or he should have, like, if she had one left, he could have like poked her nose and made like the beeping sound. That would have been oddly intimidating to me. Like, dude, fucking demon clowns eating this chick's face. Like, that's messed up, man. That ain't right. That ain't right at all. But there's so much more to this episode. We got to keep it rolling. Past scene, we get the Pennywise arrival, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a throwaway line that kind of leads into. Somebody called in a tip. I know Hank Grogan's in there. Well, of course, the person that did the throwaway line was Ingrid.
Yeah.
Called in the hit, got everybody there, knew it was going to get shit to pop off because it was going to attract who? Pappy.
Yeah, Pappy.
Yep. Not Pappy, though. She learned that the hard way. We'll get to that. Right? So she shows up in her psycho suit. After all after the battle's winding down and everybody's kind of gone, Periwinkle shows up. All the guys go. Of course, the one asshole's car breaks down. Her husband. I'm like, this is kind of awesome. They're like, his car is now stuck in the middle of the woods outside, like a race-related massacre. Like, what do you? No, AAA ain't coming for you in 1960. Like, you're boned, and your boys left.
Your boys just rolled out. So either he was going to die, or he's about to take all the blame.
Now, Lauren. I get that. It was kind of sad. She just wanted to see her daddy. But the thing is, she's like 49 years old now. Probably knew kids were in there and definitely sacrificed a bunch of innocent people to a demon. I mean, there's I think Warden Prime's got you on this one. Pays right. She's completely disturbed. And I have no pity for her at that point at all.
Issues.
It did fine. Great. Whatever. I got a $12 haircut. It sucks. You know what I mean? Like, no.
And she had like a 60s abusive husband at home who demanded.
Dude, listen. And nobody was happier than I was when that dude got half his head decapitated. That was awesome. Again,
and that he was a butcher. That was even funnier.
That dude, when Pennywise came over with the obviously not right cleaver, I'm like, wait a minute. Why did these dudes have that inside that off-base, not military building? Yeah. Get out of here. That shit looked like something out of Bloodborne or a Souls game. You know, took half his head straight off and then ate part of that too. Dude's hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the problem. Maybe dude's just hungry. He needs
That's
Ozempic
the whole
or
reason, but he
something.
needs to eat fear.
Maybe he needs like fear Ozempic. Maybe that's going on. Oracle says she works in a psych ward. But see, a lot of crazy people work in psych ward. Unless that was your point, Oracle. That might have been the point there. Yeah, exactly, Babe. Exactly.
He worked living program.
Second stickers. Dude, that's the commercial for these guys to make. They need to have like Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers or Art the Clown or one of these assholes pair with Pennywise and show up to one of his murder scenes and just give him the second Snickers. You know what I mean? Bro's still hungry. Have a second one. You just fling it there. But the Deadlights make their appearance here offensively.
Yes. Twice.
Twice, and this is the first time I think we've seen it deployed in this way in the show. He's done it in the movies, I think in part 1 and part 2. I don't get the point of him doing it in this case. If he was going to kill this chick and leave her, does it allow him to possess her later? I don't know. Maybe you can explain some stuff in the lore to me if you know. But he basically flexes the Deadlights on Periwinkle, and for you guys that haven't seen it, it's the whole head opens up Demogorgon style, and the eldritch horror lights of its true form are made visible to the mortal mind, and it basically cracks you in half on a metaphysical level.
It explains the reason why she was the way she was in It Part 2.
Pape says he really should be digging the medulla oblongata. Oh wait, no, that's ornery. That's not fear. Yeah. You're exactly right. Get the fear bean. Yep, he should be. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe that's why he cut the head in half. Maybe that's why he was eating his way through that woman's face. Oh, it's up to him. But Deadlights, dude, break it down.
So all I was saying is that that explains the reason why she's off her rocker when they meet her in 2016.
All right, because she's previously been deadlighted and catatonic for some time.
Yeah.
So it's not that's right. So it's not a fatal attack. It just ruins you somehow. So that having been said, how does that leave things for Master Will Hanlon in the exciting conclusion of the episode?
Well, he wasn't really right in It Part 1 either. Like, his job, for how smart he is, was killing sheep to be slaughtered for food.
That's not him. That's Mike Hanlon. That's his son.
Who he was working for his dad.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying it was him. I thought you were saying it was the same guy. Yeah, you're right. So that's what I'm saying. So he survives. That's right. So he also, so again, what's the point of this maneuver if you can take either of these people by force anyway? What does it do?
Well, they also proved that Beverly, she became normal again after it as well.
But she didn't see it from the clown. Didn't she just see it with the kids in the floating down here thing? Did she actually get the face blast?
She saw it as an adult, didn't she?
She's getting the Deadlights, the catalyst for turning in the crowd. I mean, that's what King's getting at, and that tracks. I just don't understand the clown's motivation for using this as a technique, since he's obviously
probably because he's full powered and he probably can pull everything out of their mind and eat whatever he wants at that point.
So it's like
I don't know the full lore of the Deadlights. That's what I'm just trying to get. I know that he opens up and then they float.
Yep,
because we all
I'm trying to get a feel for it. That's what I'm trying to get a feel for that. Because if it's some kind of like disabling ability, clearly he does not need this. He's physically stronger than everything he's come in contact with already anyway, except Will's dad. And I'm wondering when this is going to be the thing. When do we get Black Daredevil? When do we get the Man Without Fear in 1960 off base Derry, Maine?
He's more of a man without empathy.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Because he was fearful for his family when they were in issue, when his wife was like all crazy, he was like, okay, we need to move this. She's like, how can you be so calm right now?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
That ain't that.
But they called him that, not me. The Man Without Empathy doesn't have that same comic book ring to it, though. That's probably the issue. But I guess we figure out Will in a little bit. Will in a little bit, because there's a big character moment in the middle of the episode we got to talk about. Clearly, Marge and Richie, spoiler again, reaches its tragic end in this episode. Richie goes out like a boss. I'll give him that. It's kind of a stupid plan, but it works in TV, I guess.
I'm not modern day Titanic, as I saw today.
Bro, I'm not seeing how you put somebody in a metal box in the middle of a house fire and not cook them Thanksgiving movie style. Okay. Maybe it was lead lined and it absorbed the heat or some shit. It was the 60s. Maybe
it's the same way Indiana Jones survived a nuclear blast inside a refrigerator.
And absolutely derailed a franchise for 10 years until that 5th movie never happened. Yes, it was that good of a movie.
But see, this one had an emotional tie to it, so I think people overlooked it.
Yep. But I'm not here to overlook shit because I can't. Dude, if it's fire in space, dude, it's fire in space. This show has been great, but the fire in space shit is starting to add up here. So I got to call it out where I see it. Because they put that girl inside that tin box, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this Stephen King doing some gangster shit? Is he somehow killing a character off here because she's the new addition and somehow Richie's going to kill her because it'll be easier for her to suffocate than burn? I don't know. In my own warped imagination, I'm like, that's a King move, dude. That's a Stephen King effed up character psychology move. No, it's so we could have the Titanic scene between 11-year-olds and then one of them dies. Okay, that's bound to happen. But it ties very nicely into, I think, some of the strongest performances the kids have done on the show. When Marge and Ronnie, who does suck, Lauren, you're absolutely right, they realize Richie's no longer with them. Like that's a wrap. And then they meet up with Lily and tell her Richie's gone. That scene hit. Walk me through your response to that.
You can see my tag under my name. I'm not crying. You're crying because it did. I messaged you on straight and said that was a nut punch.
Okay,
that's what I was talking about.
Okay, see, I wasn't sure if it was that or if you thought the episode blew.
No, I was talking about.
I hadn't watched it yet. Okay.
No, I was talking about that scene. I'm like, that was a nut punch because it was so sad and so emotional, and like how much them two have grown together.
Yep.
And I mean, they've only really been together for 2 episodes.
Episode and a half at most. 2 episodes tops, right?
Yeah, but they've grown so well in the way they portrayed it, and just young love, little kids in school,
they do a little 7th grade, right?
Yeah, and then it goes out like that, and he was like, one thing knights also do is help damsels in distress, and he's there laying on top of it so she can't get out, that way to try to save him or something.
Yeah, it was a solid little move, but I wonder if they had both been characters from episode 1, because they both weren't.
Marge was.
That's right. Marge was there with Lily, but Richie came in like 2 or 3. Yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of interactions until like 5 or 6.
Yeah, he became Will's first friend at school.
Right. But I wonder if this had been something that they'd been working to it longer, it might have hit a little harder. Like their particular scene, the fallout scene, is better than his actual death scene. Like Ronnie finding his body propped up against the chest, or Marge finding the body when she got out. I mean, like that hit pretty good. Because that actress absolutely turns on the blubber cry. That girl can do that. Like that's her superpower in this show. Like she ugly cries like no other that I've seen recently on a show. It's pretty solid. And then we find Lily strangely absent through most of the show because she wasn't there.
Yeah, through this episode.
She has she gets a good whimpery, quivery lip thing that she has. But that actress always looks like she's frightened of something. She's perfect. At least he didn't burn. Exactly. Most people in that situation are probably going to, inhalation, exposure, asphyxiation, whatever.
Because the fire kind of moved to the outside at that point. Yep. It would never really made the middle of it.
Well, the
only thing they're really in trouble with was the roof falling on them.
And that happened, and I thought Dick Halloran was about to red badge it. I thought he was going to red badge courage that shit. He's like, all right, I'll go back for the kids. Oh no, something dropped in front of him. I'm like, oh, he's going to leave these fucking kids.
Yeah.
But at least, the escape was clever. It was foreshadowing, and you know how I feel about foreshadowing callbacks. You knew that part of the floor by the fridge was busted. Like, hey, we're gonna have to tear this up. It's all rotten out. I like that. I was there for that. I'm like, finally, it wasn't just like some magical bullshit device that they found a secret door that had been locked and they shouldered through it. And nope, it was kind of cool. Like that aspect of how they escape actually worked. So I'm on board for that.
Yeah, it worked out quite nicely. And then, of course, Hammer and Hank and Ronnie make it out okay.
Well, sure.
The wanted criminal and the daughter that's all about just saving her dad and forget everybody else.
Forget everybody else. I guess we're going to see how that all resolves. But I guess the only other thing really to come up from the episode that's huge, right, is Hanlon Sr. and the issue with the pillar, right? They go out on a mission. Halloran tells him, the clown fed. I don't feel it no more. It's like he's sleeping. The general or the colonel, whatever, the major, whatever the fuck he is like, all right, head back to base and it's over. And Halloran's like, no. I think I can find your pillar now because I know where if they buried. I saw inside the kid's brain. It's where they buried their war chief, something.
Yeah.
So we get this whole big shift in plot, though, right? That the motive is revealed for the government now. They get out there, they find the pillar, they take it. Hanlon goes to get in the truck to accompany it, and the second in command is like, we'll take it from here. And Hanlon's like, huh? Yeah, no, we're gonna have our guys take a look at it and see if we can learn some shit about how to better defeat this thing. And okay, yeah. And the whole time, dude, I'm like,
he's sleeping now, so it's good.
Yeah. The whole time I'm saying to myself, dude, if you've got a fence around your house and I drive a bulldozer over one section of the fence and just keep going and then leave, how effective is that fence? Like, so you can tell me anything you want about learning shit. I'm like, no. Only way this works is if you then readjust the remaining 12 to create that same circle.
Yep.
If that can be done. If it can even be done. Maybe you needed 13
maybe
at
if
that
you do
power
move
level.
The rest of them in closer.
Yes. Right. That's the only way. Right. Nope, we're not doing that because we wanted to leave the gate open. Right. They bring the pillar back to base because it's off base, you see. Now it's on base. Just wanted to be clear. And their first play is to incinerate it.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe they're just heat testing it. No, we're going to dump it in magma. Liquid hot magma.
Magma.
There we are. Right? And I'm like, okay, this seems like a stupid move, but whatever. Maybe they know there's something in it. I don't know. But then, inexplicably, Hanlon Sr. has cleared all the sensitive security parts of the base because he's ranking. He could probably do that, right?
He's a major.
He's a major. He could probably just walk through. But can he walk around with a loaded sidearm at the ready position and just draw a room full of people?
Did. Officers should walk around armed. They could draw a weapon each day out of the arms room.
Fine. You could draw it out of an arms room. You can't draw it in a common area where people are working. And by draw, I mean remove from your holster and point it at people and make demands. Because I can't help but think that a black airman in 1960 drawing a gun on a room of white dudes with guns in the Army or in the Air Force in the 60s does anything except get shot.
It's the Air Force. They would have missed. Think they're stormtroopers, but Air Force.
Plot, right? And I'm like, okay, even if I'm allowing for plot, even if I'm allowing for the stupidity of this exchange, this scene, the reveal that this particular Air Force dude just wants to let Pennywise out and about to raise the fear level in the country to control people it's the dumbest, laziest, unoriginal, confusing plot direction they could have taken this story for me. Because he lists the 10 things that people are already afraid of and how there's already chaos. And he intends to use fear and chaos to control fear and chaos. Dude, explain this to me like I'm 5.
That please. I don't know. I think it made more sense of them trying to use it as a weapon to attack Russia.
Yes.
It made a lot more sense doing that.
Dude, they were going to put Pennywise in a bomb and drop him downtown Russia and downtown Moscow and call it a day. That's some shit I can buy.
They didn't have to drop him in a bomb. They could FedEx him over there. And it's like it'd be like a message of peace.
Right, didn't say, they could do the Trojan horse, dude. That's the play. That's the play. No, they were going to let him out to do shit domestically. Stupid. Like just Pape said, stupid. That single plot beat by itself has undone 40% of my goodwill for this show. Because now that we've confirmed that there's only 8 episodes in this season, this is it. Sunday night is it, boys and girls. And no pun intended with the it thing that I just said. We now have to resolve this entire storyline, right? Mike's dad's in jail. Mike's in a deadlight coma. It's the 3 girls with no Ingrid, no adult support. They're probably going to have to go to Rose, I guess. I don't know. Like this,
Mike's dad's not in jail. He was leaving, and they told him don't let him leave this base. They're going to.
Oh, that's right. They let him do. That was the other stupid thing. They let him walk out of that room, dude.
No, he's the one who was stupid enough to leave and thinking they're going to let him walk out of that room and do what he wanted.
listen, that's onion layers of stupid within the stupid. The fact is that dude gets disarmed and walked to lockup. Period. End of discussion. I'm sorry. You can't just do shit in a story that defies what everybody knows is tangible logic in a scenario.
And he was the guy who was talking about you're going to do your duty. You're going to do what the Air Force calls you to do.
Dude, he literally smacked that dude up and said, do you want to leave here in cuffs or are you going to do your job?
Yeah.
Nope. Dude, 40% of my let this slide is gone. Because this finale now has to wrap up all this shit in a way that undoes the stupidity of that final act. So what's it going to be? Are we really going to go the route that like the native tribe of Derry is somehow going to make a 13th pillar and
they're going to use the pillar, they're going to use the dagger that Lily has to block it up.
Oh, they already that was a piece that wasn't a pillar. That was just a piece they had.
Yeah, they used the dagger to defeat it the first time, and then they went in and they kept it, and he wouldn't come close. Then they went and found the rest of it of what he came in and put it around to lock him in there, and they kept the dagger.
So they'll
use still
that.
Has the same thing because it's just still a broken off piece from the shell that he came in.
Pape, that's the only explanation I'll take at this point. But evil ETs from the planned sequel that they never made. Not real ET. Can't do it. But dude, I can't. I feel like this episode was the It Chapter 2. Like from the movie, like how everybody universally loved the first one, almost universally loved the first one, but then the second movie fell off hard. That's what I feel like about this episode that I just saw. I actually, when he did the bit with I walked into the lab and drew my gun. I exclaimed loud enough that I had people come downstairs and be like, dude, what game are you playing? Like they're like, he's back on that Black Ops 7 or something. I'm like, no, it's a show. Like I guess my exact words were, what the hell just happened?
So him coming in with the gun actually proved that he was smart because he didn't believe their lies and he showed up. How they're going to fit this?
Plan.
How we're going to fit this? We're going to get a flashback scene, okay? And it's going to go back to Rose and him playing in 1908 or whatever they were playing.
The general,
yeah. The general and Rose playing as kids before his dad got shipped off from the base.
Hold on. Pape says, when they melted the obsidian totem, think the unique properties would just... Dude, I would hope so, something like that. But like, no, they literally, they nuked it that way it couldn't be there so the gate would stay open. That was my take on that whole thing.
Yeah, they wanted opening.
Right. But I'm saying, but I think what Pape's getting at is if they're not going to do something cool with what they built out of it, at the very least, if you wanted the gate open, does that necessitate you having to destroy that pillar? No, you should keep that and examine it. It's alien material, for Christ's sake. You know where it came from. You know it has properties you don't understand currently.
You don't know where it came from. You know that it generated from somewhere unknown from space, not of this planet.
Thank you, dude. That's the most valuable material on the planet in this story right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, dog, we're just gonna burn it.
So I could tell you how
it did come from a turtle shell. Yes, it did.
They put in a turtle shell because he's afraid of turtles.
Because of reasons.
Because the world is flying on the back of a turtle.
Who is God in the book.
Yep.
Which is weird.
Which is
grew up and created the world.
And it's the only creature that could defeat him.
Right. By throwing up on him. Again.
Yep.
Which is weird.
Anyways, moving on. How they're going to fix this? How I would fix this if they're like, we wrote ourselves into a corner here. King Z, come save us. This is how I'm going to save you.
Phone's ringing.
So he ran from it the first time. He's going to get curious, and it's going to be right near the end of the cycle, and he's going to get 3-balled and get lifted in the air, and it's going to fry his mind. And now he's working to let it out again so he could get his mind back. That's why he forgot everything about Derry when he left. He said he didn't remember a thing until he got there. So something messed with his memory somehow, some way. And now he's acting as if he's working for Pennywise. And he's using his power as a 3-star general to make it happen. That's how I would fix it. I would make it make sense somehow, throw a little PFM on there and see what happens. But that's how I would fix it. And then once again, we'll use Lily's dagger as a new pillar because it's made of the same substance. You just put it back in the same hole, cover it up, and You know, like if a tree falls on your fence, you go replace the parts that broke. You don't have to replace the whole fence.
No, you take out, you fix the damage, right? Yeah, I mean, did you see the trailer for next week already?
I did not.
Oh, so it's funny you mentioned the general, because I've seen other people have used his image in thumbnails and in internet articles, and it looks like somebody beat the crap out of him.
Good.
Yep. Well, not only good,
Probably gonna be
it sounds like there may be elements of your potential fix involved, you know, in based on the image that I saw.
It's the only thing that logically can make sense. That's why I had to play it that way. It's the only thing that logically makes sense.
It fits. And let's see which direction they go. But for a show that I think just kind of, I mean, my take on it when I was explaining it to the fam upstairs was like, it's the meme. It's the car on the highway meme. It's the sign above the underpass says smooth sailing and a great show, but you fucking put it on 2 wheels and just yeet it off the highway because you had to do some weird shit. Like that's what I feel like this episode just did. It's where I had that gripe with the ghost kids from episode 3. Like that's effects work. That's like, hey, the studio just didn't get that right. There's a lot of the things that just happen here story-wise. They don't click for where I thought this show had logically set up, where it was trying to get to, where it was trying to end up. Oh, Daniel's okay, by the way. He's at Auntie's house. I don't know if
I saw him. I saw him. Canny was there. He was fine. He was fine.
Tanny, he looked big mad. He looked big frustrated, big mad. But I'm like, how'd you get out of the sewers? Which way did you go? You went away from the only exit we knew about. How long were you down there? Nobody found you. The clown didn't get you. Okay, cool. You have another dagger? Oh.
So yeah, next week or this Sunday coming up will be the final episode of season 1. Season 2's already been greenlit, and season 2 is taking us to 1935, and we're going to the Bradley Gain Massacre. That is the next big thing that's going to happen, and it's going to have that same type of build-up where it starts off slow. A kid disappears here, a kid disappears here, and then a huge massacre happens, which is related to season 1. Because remember when they pulled that big car, when they pulled that car out of the marsh?
Credits. Yeah, it's the shootout from the opening credits. The gangsters. The gangsters, or whatever it was. Yep. Dude, I hope they do it. Just real quick, I hope they do a couple of things different. Then I don't want season 2 to be a retread 30 years earlier. Like it should involve a kid disappearing, but at 30, I'm rounding because I do that. There needs to be a couple of different beats along the way. Like if it's just a retread 30 years earlier and we get more Bob Gray, you know, we get Skarsgård out of the makeup before. Like I don't need a prequel that involves him, you know, getting taken. Like they wrap that up neatly in 6 minutes for me. You know, so hopefully that's not a focal point of where they go.
Well, that's what season 3 is supposed to be 1908.
Okay, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm down for more. I hope that there's like a recovery and a less straining take on my suspension to disbelief in the finale. Anyway, I hope it wraps up too. I don't want it to be an open total cliffhanger going into season 2.